everybody. Hope you're with us, and I hope you're live with us here on. We are live here on Patreon, 9 o'clock Eastern time. If you're with us, send me a message. See if I got this down right. Dun, 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 dun. Published. Live on Patreon right now, 9 o'clock tonight. Here we go. That's it. We are here and we are on the air. Okay. Isn't it amazing that we got 4 viewers. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. List all available. Command. 5 viewers. Okay. So can you chat with me? I don't know if you can or not. Hello. Okay, there it is. All right. Hey, everybody. Let me know if you're here. Okay, to list all available commands. Enter. Okay. 12 viewers. 12 viewers. 12 viewers. Hey, I think I got you. 12 viewers. The quality is nicer than the Crowdcast, really? Hey, I think I got you. 12 viewers. The quality is nicer than the Crowdcast, really? Hey, I think I got you. 12 viewers. Well, let's see if I can go back to this one here. The quality is nicer than the Crowdcast, really? Yeah, I can't see it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm apparently on delay. Well, Travis, Jonathan, love the shirt. Jonathan, hey, so this shirt. I can't see it. Okay. I'm going to put my sound down here. Well, I'm apparently on delay. Travis. There you go. So I can talk to you. The shirt here sounds like you're on your own ham radio. Really? Does it sound? Yeah. Does it sound like shit? What the fuck? I can never get this right. I can do a live thing on
technology challenge.
No, I'm not technology challenged. Okay. Hey, Steve Kress, how you doing? UTV? Why YouTube? Huh. It's our YouTube channel, and we do a private, and so this is a private link only for people on YouTube. That's how we keep it just for you guys who are on Patreon. Okay. All right. I got a little beagle here to my side, and I would pick her up, but if I do, she'll pee on me. Okay, it's good now. Thanks. Good. I turned down the sound on my end. Alan Harrison says, love you, Lois.
Hi. Love you too.
Love you too. Okay. Anyway, it's good to be with you here on Patreon. Thanks so much for being on Patreon. We do this, and we do it, try to do it once a week. There's baseball right now. Baseball is in the AAA All-Star break, so I got some days off. I made some phone calls earlier, and so I thought I'd start this at 9 o'clock, and I'm sorry to be interrupting your viewing enjoyment of SmackDown. You want to come over here and pick up the little girl so I can show her the little girl?
Why? So she can pee on me?
Yeah, so she can pee on you instead of pee on me. I'm going to show you my beagle here in a minute. But she has been so mistreated. And not by us. She was abandoned. She was mistreated. She was left alone. And if you pick her up, she gets so scared she pees. But we love her to death. And Travis Langley says Canada loves Lois too. Much better than SmackDown already. Thanks, Christopher. I don't know. I don't know about. I don't know about SmackDown. Joe Salzone just called me back. Joe, I'm busy. Okay, here she is. Oh, it's a little girl.
You're on a delay.
I know I am. That's the only way I can do it. So where is she? So there she is. Oh, we got to see Lois's big boobs. Woo! And this is Tilly. Bless her heart. She is.
She's a good little girl.
She's a good
She's
girl.
my Miss Tilly.
She's a good doggy. Yes, she is.
She's my Miss
We
Tilly.
love her so much. She's a good doggy. She's our little beagle. Alan, here's the Lois rules. Let's see. We got Keith Robinson on here. Dogs are better than most humans.
That's
Keith,
right.
I would agree with you on that, buddy. Let's see.
It's my chew boo.
And let's see who else we got. Bad Money Slim has arrived, Lois.
Oh my God.
Bad Money Slim.
He keeps coming up, showing up on your podcast thingy here. I'm gonna think y'all are having an affair.
Podcast thingy. That's what we're on a podcast thingy, you and me.
Whatever it is.
Okay.
She's wagging her tail. Look at her wag her tail.
Everybody's getting to see Lois with those big boobs. Okay. Okay.
Why do you do that? Why do you put the camera there?
Lois, you walk behind me. The camera's right here, honey. Okay. There you go.
I know. Miss
Christopher
Tim.
wants you to count to 3 in German.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. There you go. She was.
I can count to 10.
That's okay. She, Lois, is truly one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Now, she's been spent a lot of time on Facebook, and that's dumbed her down a lot. But she's still one of the smartest people I've ever known. So there. Jonathan just said, you're looking all the way live. Kenneth Thurston is here. Hello, Kenneth. Brian Miller. How are you, buddy? Roll Tide, Lois. Kenneth, stop that.
No, it's go dogs.
It's go dogs at this house.
Sick 'em. Woof, woof, woof.
Let's say, hey there, doggy. That's Jay is with us. Jay, thank you very much. Hopefully you're enjoying Patreon. I know we're having a lot of fun with this, and hope you enjoyed the Schiavone drip song.
That was so funny.
The rap song, wasn't it funny?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Poor little girl just doesn't know what you're doing to her.
I know. I'll let her down. Here you go, little girl. I'll let her down. There you go.
What did he do to you?
There you go.
I know.
All right.
He's a mean old daddy. You
All
must
right.
guarantee her.
We needed Lois Countdown shirt. Yeah, I don't. You're right. In German, maybe. Okay.
How many languages?
Yeah. The shirt. You know what? Let me tell you about this shirt. This shirt has just started to fit me. First time in like 10 years, really. Just started to fit me.
Where'd
Yeah.
you get that shirt?
I don't know, but it's.
When'd you get it?
I've had it. I had it years ago.
You didn't do it buy it for some bash at the beach?
I could have bought it from Bash Beach. I don't know, but anyway.
some
Thanks
special
to
occasion?
DDP Yoga, and I'm down 26 pounds. I'm able to fit in some stuff that I didn't realize I had. I do have if you've seen Bash at the Beach 2000, I do have that shirt. As a matter of fact, I have it in my closet. If you watch that or listen along with us on Patreon, I do have that shirt. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Steve Kress. Bad Money Slim says Patreon has been great so far. Thanks, Bad Money. You're a good man. Let's see. Was it in the attic covering 6-man tag team belts? It could have been. It could have been. You know, we had thought here at the house that I had given that shirt to. I given that shirt to our band director, Gary Gribble, and he was the band director at Pope High School, where my kids played in the band back in the 90s, and he was a big wrestling fan. I thought we'd given it to him, and just recently he had a retirement party at the church right here. They have it up here at St. Anne's Church.
Yeah.
Had at the church, the Catholic Church here, and so a couple of the kids. That's where my daughter was married. A couple of the kids went and asked him if he had that belt, and he said, "No, I never got it," because we were going to beat his ass and take it from him. So I don't know who has it. I don't know who has it. Maybe it's in the. Maybe it's still in the attic. I don't know. I got to get the kids up there and check it out. Okay. Christopher says DDP helped him with some knee issues. Great, Christopher. Yeah, I tell you, That's some real stuff. Now I have kind of reneged on the workouts. I'm watching what I eat, and I'm eating basically not eating the things that Dallas tells me not to eat. But I've reneged on the workouts because, as you know, with Diamond Dallas Page, the anchor to all this is, diamond cutter out to a T, hulk it up, and then at ease, attention at ease, right? So that started to hurt my back because I got a bad back. So I've kind of stopped that a little bit, but I need to start it again because my back is feeling okay. Travis said that they interviewed him on the radio show. Brian says, just keep Conrad guessing about the belt. And send a package to get me started. Great dude. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page is a real person. There's nothing phony about him. Nothing funny. Good guy. He means the world to us. And I owe him a phone call too, which is my fault. He called and left a message, and I haven't called him back. I was on the road. Hey, John. John Dorrance is with us. How you doing, buddy? Have you heard Eric Bischoff's podcast with Conrad? Matt, I have not. I don't even know if I want to hear it. I just don't want to. And it's nothing against Eric. It's nothing, obviously nothing against Conrad. I'm not interested. It doesn't interest me. Basically, when I'm not doing things here, or when I'm either doing baseball or, University of Georgia football or basketball, or working here now on Patreon, or doing some work for a radio station, I basically watch movies. I'm really big into movies. And I'll watch some WWE Network stuff, but that's my life. Screw it. Call DDP now. I'm going to. All right. It's all arguing with Eric trying to act smart. So sick of the word narrative. Really? Okay. Well, there you go. Favorite movie? You know what, Travis? That is a good question. That's hard to pick a favorite movie. I always liked Field of Dreams because I'm, a baseball guy. But you know what was a hell of a movie that I just recently watched and didn't really had heard about it, but because I'm really big into Star Wars, fantasy stuff, Marvel movies, action heroes. Love all the James Bond movies. Loved all the Harry Potter movies. Obviously loved all the Star Wars movies. But I don't know if you ever watched the movie Hugo. Did you ever see Hugo, Lois?
Hugo?
Yeah.
What was it about?
It was about a kid who was living in the walls of a train station in London.
No, I don't think I
It was, it kind of blew me away, man. Yeah, how about that? Charlie got the chat function to go. What's up? Did you watch Ready Player One? I did not. Favorite Marvel movie is still my favorite Marvel movie is still the Captain America movies. Winter Soldier, Civil War, and the first one.
Yeah.
Lois loves Captain America. And she can have any movie that legit made you cry. Yes, and that was Field of Dreams. Legit.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was watching. You know what? I was watching Field of Dreams on the way back from. I watched Field of Dreams on the way back from Paris with Lord Alfred Hayes when we were flying back.
Really?
Yeah, and just tears coming down. What movie do you and Lois like to stroke to?
What to?
Stroke. It's the inside thing.
Oh.
Stroking.
Well, we don't do that, so.
We don't do it anymore. We're too
I guess
old.
we don't have to have a movie, right?
We're too old. I love Beer League. It's a great baseball themed movie. Okay. I'll check that out.
What?
Yeah, Beer League. There was a movie back, I don't know, back in the early 90s, I think, with, no, not back in the early 90s, probably late 90s, early 2000s with, it was called Mr. Baseball with the guy that played Magnum P.I., Tom Selleck. That was a good movie. That was a good baseball movie. Good baseball movie. And I tell you what, another good baseball movie too was one of the best baseball movies ever was A League of Their Own about women's baseball. That was really well done, even though
Rosie O'Donnell
was in it. Yeah, and Madonna.
That was before they were clueless.
Yeah. Keith, you're right. The baseball catch scene with his father, that kills me every time. Do you like Tarantino films? Obviously, I liked Pulp Fiction, but I don't think I've watched much. Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, that wasn't bad. The one with Richard Pryor and John Candy, the baseball movie Richard Pryor and John Candy. Would that be Bingo Long? I don't think it was Bingo Long.
I like The Natural.
Best movie, Major League. Major League was a good movie. Just a bit outside. And of course, I mean, who made that movie, right? Let's see. Brewster's Millions. Very good, Damien. Thank you very much. Currently watching League of Their Own. Zach, thanks, man. Good to talk to you. Hey, thanks for everybody being here. We're going to be here till, I'm going to try to be here till 10 o'clock, talking to you tonight, trying to answer all the questions. I kind of like, what about your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Mine was the one where the kid went back in time. Oh, God. What was the name of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with the Last Action Hero? Bam, I remembered it.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you a movie I liked that was a baseball movie. Or
Yeah.
it was
Come over. If you're going to talk, sit over here. I won't put you on TV. Okay.
well, I'm kind of watching TV.
Okay.
Stealing Home with Mark Harmon.
Okay.
It wasn't that well known, but I really like Mark Harmon.
What did you think of No Holds Barred? Greatest movie in the history of movies. It put butts in the seats. Whew. Okay. What was it like working with Alfred Hayes? Alfred Hayes was one of the greatest men ever. One of my favorite men of all time. He passed away, and none of us knew he passed away. And they didn't get to go to his funeral in Dallas. And that is one of my big regrets in my life. All right, Lois, say something to see if they can hear you.
Say something.
Can you hear Lois?
Best chick flick.
Best chick flick. What's your best chick flick? Okay, so what was the favorite meal that Lois makes for you? Well, she made salmon fillets tonight, and they were good. And now that we're in the middle of the AAA All-Star game, which is coming up tomorrow, I guess. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I got some time off here. And then I go to Florida, to Orlando Thursday for another MLW taping. So I look forward to that as well. Yeah, everybody can hear you now. Did you enjoy working with Ventura? Roughing you up at SummerSlam gets me every time. Jesse was great. Jesse was such a pro.
Oh, I like Jesse.
Yeah, Lois liked Jesse too. Jesse was really a cool guy. Really
Remember that postcard he sent you from Hawaii?
I don't.
It had a picture of me, or said I saw Lois on the beach. She sent regards or something like that.
Right.
And it was this
real hot woman.
Hot babe in a bikini, big boobs. Wasn't me.
Lois was a hot babe at one time, but age catches up with all of us. Mexican baseball. Any Gorilla Monsoon stories? Paul, any David Crockett stories? Any Gorilla Monsoon stories? Paul wants to know about David Crockett. David was just, we named our, I think I may have mentioned this, we named our last kid after David.
No, we didn't.
We did too. Timothy David Schiavone. Remember, we talked about that. We said,
what? And talk about who you named his twin brother after.
Okay, I don't know. Who do we name his twin brother after? John Michael?
Jonathan Michael?
Jonathan, who do we name him after?
The Michael Corleone?
Oh, yes, Michael of The Godfather. But we named Timothy David Timothy after Timothy Dalton, who was a James Bond at that time.
Yeah.
And we put David in there because of David Crockett of the Crockett family. And because David was the one that, remember, approved us the loan for the house. Remember, they let us borrow money for the down payment of the house.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the hospital having babies.
She was in the hospital having babies, yeah. Look at that desk there. You better be careful, Tony. She's going to, Damien says she's gonna pimp slap you. Now, with
what is that?
I don't know. I've never had a pimp. Have you?
No.
Okay. So Gorilla Monsoon, they moved me in with Gorilla Monsoon to do Wrestling Challenge back in '89. They moved Bobby Heenan off that show, and they gave me his own Bobby Heenan show. I don't know how long that lasted. But here I was with a Gorilla Monsoon, and Gorilla could have looked at me like this young, smart ass from the Crockett's trying to take my job, but he didn't, and I wasn't. And he was really became a mentor to me in that 1 year I worked there. Just as nice. He was very outspoken and spoke his mind, but was really just a great man. Great man. All that water buffalo shampoo. More shampoo. When was the last time you've been to the Pacific Northwest? Brian, the last time I was at the Pacific Northwest was the last time I did VOs for EA Sports in Vancouver. If you can consider that the Pacific Northwest, I'm sure you can. And that had to be 2000, I guess. Vancouver, one of the great cities in the world, man. One of the great cities in the world. Always wanted Lois to go there with me, but she couldn't. You remember doing a primetime wrestling with Sean Mooney? Yes, we did this primetime wrestling and this was a Bruce Pritchard idea that we would have a primetime wrestling where we would promote Coliseum videos, and I was producing Coliseum videos back then. So Sean and I did the primetime hosting for that. Can we get a Klondike Bill story, please? I think I've told all the Klondike Bill stories that I know. If I think of one, I will let you know. College football predictions for this year. Well, I think the Georgia Bulldogs will win the SEC East, and I think they'll face Alabama again in the SEC Championship. That is about as far as I go because, to be honest with you, that's all I follow. I'm not a big-time college football fan as far as the nation is concerned. I couldn't tell you who plays for Southern Cal, or I couldn't tell you who plays for Ohio State. I can tell you who their coach is because he used to be the coach of the Florida Gators, and we all despise them. So there. So I can't really give you anything, okay? Thoughts on Bruce riding your Patron coattails but charging double? Yeah, well, he's a big shot, so let him charge double if he wants and see what he can do. What we have discovered on Patron, Patreon, Conrad's got me saying Patron. What we discovered on Patreon is, and I think to really make it work, you got to put the time and effort into coming up with stuff like sitting down and doing these on a regular basis or doing videos like Living with Lois. So I think that my Patreon page is going to be better than most people's because I'm going to put more shit on there. I'm going to make sure that there's stuff on there.
You're going to see
extra
the real
stuff.
Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, go see the real Tony Schiavone. So that's Conrad Thornton. Good memory there, like Christopher. Yeah. Are you looking forward to StarCast? I really am, John. Are you coming? Who's ever coming to StarCast? Raise your hand. We're going to have a.
You can't see them.
I know. I'm being irreverent.
You're being a dick.
No, I'm not. My wife. So anyway, we're gonna have a lot of fun with StarCast. Do a lot of things. We have the Greet and Eats that we're doing. We're going to be doing interviews in front of the old mock-up of the old TBS set, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
No, Lois is coming.
Okay. I'll say so. Patreon. I'm John's daughter. I'm going with him. Okay. Thanks. Nicholas, I'm going to StarCast, going to be on Podcast Row. I want to snag an interview with you. Well, Nicholas, I'm not going to be there that long. I'm only going to be there Thursday and then part of the day on Friday because I got to get back to Atlanta. So we'll see. I don't know what my schedule is like for that time. Matt, I'm glad you're loving Patreon so far. WHW has more content than other Patreons I have been involved with. And you see, that's the key. That's the absolute key. I really think that is. And I'm sincerely always thinking about different things to do. That's why we came up with living with Lois. And I've come up with the idea of Slapdick Theater, which is still in progress right now. I really think you're going to like it if it comes across like I think it comes across. But here's one thing that I think is really important, and I want to also stress this upon all of you. When you get a link to join us, if you get some sort of link to join us, don't share that with anybody, because that is only your link. Don't share it with people who don't pay for this stuff. You're paying for it. It's special for you. So please keep that in mind. Okay. What else we got? Do you check your Patreon messages? I was mentioning with Conrad, I sent up coffee in Buffalo. Yes, Travis, I did see that. Absolutely. And I'll get on Patreon this week and we'll set up something in Buffalo. I did see that. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, why WCW is less than half of Bruce? Is he charging? Bruce is charging $149 a month for his Patreon. What the fuck does he think? It's a car payment? Oh, fine. I'm going to have to text him. Okay. Yeah, no sharing. Thanks, Bad Money. Trying to come see you at Harbor Park Saturday. I'm not going to be there Saturday. I'm sorry. The reason I'm not going to be there Saturday is I have to go Thursday to see to do MLW in Orlando, coming back Friday. So the Charlotte the Gwinnett baseball team starts in Orlando in Norfolk Thursday, and I got Thursday and Friday where I'm traveling, so somebody's going to do the games for me. So sorry. Anyway, yeah, Travis, look forward to seeing you in Buffalo. Again, if you live, and this is one of the things, if you're one of the top 2 levels, if you're in a town where I come in to do baseball, football, basketball, check the Georgia Bulldogs football and basketball schedule. Georgia Bulldog football, I'm really pretty tied up. With basketball, when we're on the road, if you're like, we're on the road in the SEC, we come in the day before, so I can certainly get together with you, have coffee, just get together and bullshit a little bit. And I think all of you guys, I think I've had Skype, I know, with Paul, Eric Darcy, I've had Skype with. And I had and I know most of you guys a Skype visit too. So message us on Patreon. Let me know your Skype ID so we can get that done. Keep Bruce off of Slapdick Nation. Yeah. Meltzer gave Pritchard's Patreon a dud. Really? Did he really? The fuck does Meltzer know? Dud this, Dave Meltzer. Favorite swear word? My favorite swear word Alan Henderson wants to know is what the fuck. It's my favorite swear word. What the fuck? Not fuck, not motherfucker. It's what the fuck. Because as I've said before on our podcast, it is a great term. You can use the word what the fuck for almost anything, like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Right? Or what the fuck is going on here? Like, so your friend calls you up and you say, hey, what the fuck you doing? And then your friend will say, I don't know. What the fuck? I might as well go to a movie. Right? So it's just what the fuck. And so that's my favorite swear word. Do you know when the enamels Patreon merch is going to start shipping out? I do not, but I will send a note to Conrad and have him check on that, because I know he's going to be. We were told before, but I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Unable to message you on Patreon like last night. Does everyone know this? Okay, in case shouldn't be so should have been called WTF. Yeah, you're not kidding. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck's wrong? What the fuck? How come we so organized? What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? It's how you emphasize it too. Right, Lois?
What the fuck?
See, you just said what the fuck. Okay, how about Sting? Would you rather watch a Ron Reese or a Van Hammer match? Asked Jeremy. I would rather take a spoon and gouge at my eye. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Paul, I'm coming to Allentown soon for a series. That's coming up. soon, end of July maybe. Yeah, I got the Bash the Beach look. We need a "It's Sting" ringtone. I agree. Okay. What's Lois's favorite swear word? It's F-U-C-K. She taught all the kids how to say fuck. Their mother, their loving mom, taught them how to.
Didn't teach them.
Yes, you did. Okay. Are you going to need some backup in Waynesboro in October to keep you safe from ham cubes? I don't think so.
From what?
Scott Steiner.
Oh. Did you tell people you're appearing at my old alma mater?
Yeah, Waynesboro High School. For those of you in the Shenandoah Valley, on October 20th, that's where Lois graduated from high school, Waynesboro High School. And it is a scant 35 miles away from my hometown of Craigsville. Lois is an angel, I don't believe. Well, these people here love you, Lois.
Everybody loves me, baby. What's the matter with you? You know that's a song, don't you?
Why were you scratching so much for that shirt last night? Bed bugs? No, Efren. The door was open, which it is right now because Lois keeps the door open, keeps the AC running full blast, and so the dogs can run in and out. We need a dog. We need a dog door, a doggy door, because she opens up and it's dark here now, and all the mosquitoes come in. Plus, I had the crabs. Let's see.
You're full of shit.
What are your favorite feelings on Joe Buck? All right, Christopher, here's my feelings on Joe Buck. All right. I love Joe Buck. And let me tell you why I love Joe Buck. Because he doesn't talk too much. He lets the game take care of itself. He talks. He does what television announcers in baseball should do, and that is not talk much. If there should be talking, it should be by the analysts or the color guys, the play-by-play guy. You can see what's going on. So he just kind of stays out of it, and that's what I like about him. So I have a lot of respect for Joe Buck. I do think baseball on TV, there's too much talking going on, and it's just too much. It just blows me away. They overanalyze everything. I have better non-plugged hair. Thank you very much. So, Christopher, you don't like him, okay? Love Joe Buck in baseball, but calling football, he sucks. Okay. And everybody's got their own opinion. That's cool. If you don't like him. I mean, there's a lot of people that liked me, and a lot of people that didn't. That's cool. I'm with you. Lois' name appeared on WWE TV, so she does rule, right?
Did it again?
Well, I'm sure it did. Well, Tony Joe Buck, the voice over Hall of Fame. Let's see, Sunday Night Baseball, for example. Exactly, Brian. Sunday Night Baseball, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't have to overanalyze things because I don't give a fuck. Okay? Shut up. Let the game breathe. I would much rather watch a baseball game live than on TV anyway. I as a baseball guy and a guy who has watched so many live baseball games, I've done now close to 2,000 baseball games on the radio. I think that watching baseball live, being there, is the best place to watch it, not on TV. I don't want to watch what the director of a television broadcast wants me to watch. In other words, I don't want to see the camera up into the pitcher's nose, or I don't care about the emotion of the pitcher. I want to see the game. I want to see if they're going to play him to pull, or if they're going to play him off at third a little bit. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Do you think the shifts are killing baseball? No, I don't. I think that left-handed batters should learn to hit the other way. And when they learn to hit the other way, they'll find they're a better hitter. This whole thing about the shifts killing baseball obviously is started by guys who are the agents for left-handed batters. It's not killing baseball. If you hit into the shift, you should learn to go the other way. It's happened in the minor leagues. We have a guy that plays with us. His name is Rio Ruiz. And Rio has been our third baseman. He played in the big leagues a little bit. He came over in a trade with the Astros for Evan Gattis, and Mike Fultonevich came in that trade. Rio, left-handed batter, pull hitter. That's all he tried to do was pull a ball. This year, with the exaggerated shifts, he's learned to go the other way, and he's become a better hitter. You don't have to pull the ball. And that's my coaching technique or my coaching advice for the day.
What is pull the ball?
Left-handed batter, pull the ball to right field, pull it instead of go the other way. Pull the ball. Just tell my wife about that.
Good to know. You learned something.
Did the shift kill Ryan Howard's career? No. Ryan played for us at Gwinnett last year a little bit, and he was just done. Just done. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is coming to the Bisons when he's off the DL. He's going to crush it. Good. I look forward to seeing him play. That's great, man. I love seeing. We got a kid, Austin Riley, is going to come back with us after the All-Star break. He's been on the disabled list. They say he's the next Atlanta third baseman, so we look forward to seeing him as well. Let's see what else we got here. Do you ever come to New England for sports? EJ Elite wants to know that. No. Well, that's not true. We went to UMass last year, last December, for a basketball game. University of Georgia did. And we're playing UMass in football this year, but they're playing us at in Athens this year. So I did. Yes, I did. You guys should live stream Conrad's wedding on Patreon.
If you were in New England.
Yeah, I was in New England for.
Isn't Rhode Island considered part of New England?
Rhode Island's considered part of New England. Thank you, Lois.
Is it New York, Pennsylvania?
No, New York, Pennsylvania, not.
But Rhode Island.
But Rhode Island is, and we play the Pawtucket Red Sox. So, but we've already been to Pawtucket this year. So, yes, I've been coming to Pawtucket, Rhode Island for the last 10 years. Jesus.
Boy, where's your brain?
Where's my brain? I wish your teams brought you out to California. Listen, I love California. But I love California. So.
You do?
If you are of course I love I love California. If you are the Nationals, you trade Harper, right? I think so. Okay. Say one thing doing the weird ass Luger promo thing. Okay. Like Damien just told us, the parts of New England are Connecticut, Rhode Island, which is about that big, and Maine, and also I got to tell you, Vermont, New Hampshire,
Connecticut.
Thank you, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. Did you see a game in person for the 92 World Series when my Jays smashed your Braves? Did not, but I did have kids that went because I was working for Turner Broadcast and we were out of town, and we had a couple of the kids go with Lois's mom. Do you remember that 92 World Series?
One kid did. I went with one kid.
You went with one kid at the 92 World Series, Lois did?
I think we all took turns.
Okay, all right.
Did Mom go with Matt?
Okay. Let's see. Nicholas says Place is a Placer County, Placer County. California is full of right wingers. See,
there's a lot of right wingers.
There's a lot of right wingers everywhere.
In California, and they're dying to get out. The ones that haven't already left.
Why did you, Nicholas? Why did you bring up politics? Where was I? Let's see. Will your kids be on Patreon? No, hell, they'll want money to be on Patreon. Phoenix is not a stop for me, but Phoenix is a great town. How crazy was Atlanta in '96 for the Olympics? Must have been busy as hell. Damien, we actually pulled up stakes, and we moved our offices. And this was Eric Bischoff deal. We moved our offices to Orlando, to Disney, for that entire summer, because it was not going to be accessible. Because we were at the CNN Center back then, it was not going to be accessible to us to work in the office. So we worked in Orlando the whole summer. So I missed it. Favorite jobber? Well, George South is one of the better ones, right? But I mean, how can you beat the Mulkey brothers? Right? Okay. Los Angeles going to be bananas for the Olympics. I bet it is. Wow. Absolutely. Did you think the Braves should have left Turner Field when they did? It was considered a newer stadium. I was shocked, but I don't think there's any question that this is the best move they could have made. There was a article in the newspaper, the Atlanta Journal and Constipation. There was an article in there, and they showed it had a map and a grid of where all the season ticket holders for the Atlanta Braves were, and that's where they moved the stadium, northwest. All the season ticket holders were up there. So to me, it was a smart thing to do. Which Sting is better, the Surfer Singer or the Crow? I liked them both. I think we can say that the Crow we did our best business with, but there was a lot to say about the Surfer Sting that screamed and went off the deep end, so to speak. But still, the Crow is probably the best one. Is that where the Hawk story about you in Orlando comes from? No. Okay, do you think Ronnie Garvin was a bad fit in the WWF? Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any question. Would you ever bring the show down to Australia? Love to. Love to. That's a long flight, though, buddy. Do you remember the mighty Wilbur in the NWA? Any good memories? He was my dad's best friend in high school. I don't have that many memories of the mighty Wilbur, but wow, Josh, very cool. Oh, you know who I saw work for Gwinnett? Van Earl Wright. He did WCW live announcements. He did some of our games when we were on television, but he no longer does that. He works for WSB Television here in Atlanta, and WSB TV broadcasts some of our games, and he did the commentary for it. So yeah, Van Earl Wright did our promos back then. Will you meet Francine at StarCast? Don't know what StarCast holds for me. Best conversation over coffee, Norman the Lunatic or Nikita Koloff? Nikita. Key to happy long marriage is taking road trips, being away from her. La Melee as the forum was 20 years old. At the forum was 20 years ago tonight. Wow. How much money to book you and Lois for my birthday party? Lois, you want to go to Nicholas Newman's birthday party?
Nick who?
Nicholas Newman. How much to book you and Lois for my birthday party?
Where?
Where is it, Nicholas? She might show up. Pop out of a cake.
No.
And sing Happy Birthday, Nicholas Newman.
How old is he?
Nicholas says he is getting ready to turn 12. No, I don't know. No. He didn't say how old he was. I don't know. Since you're both in the MLW, could we see you versus Bruce in a one-on-one match? Maybe a bare knuckles boxing fight. Those could be the ring girl and Conrad can rep it. Bruce as a shoot is like a black belt, so I ain't gonna fuck with him. Do you think WWE Network should release WCW worldwide? Yeah, I do. But I had a talk with Triple H about this. It is not easy. They got so much stuff to release, but it's not easy to release it, because to release it, you have to put a lot of metadata in there. That's it, metadata. In other words, you've got to, put in names and cross-reference stuff. You got to have people input that stuff. So it's just not as easy as just throwing stuff on the network. Metadata, you got to put that in so they can do searches and search for it. And that's what the digital world has brought us. How's the situation with the dog hair? Well, Dooley, who's our big yellow lab, went to the groomer today, but did not get his hair taken off, so it's all over the place here. Ooh.
It is not. I just did the floor, Tony.
You did the floor today?
Yeah, I swept the floor.
She swept the floor today, and I know she did the stairs. They look good, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Almost fucked myself. Fucked my day up there. Okay, let's see. Have you talked to Pop Pop recently? You know what? Did not talk to Pop Pop, but I sent a text to Wendy and asking her how Pop Pop was doing. And she said he's doing fine. Thanks for asking. No, Paul, she didn't push the button on the Roomba. She actually swept it up herself. Do you have any cats? Seems like a cat. No, I'm not a cat guy. Dog guy. Hell with a black lab and a cat that shreds. I could sweep and vacuum in the morning and have to do it again in the evening. Yeah, dog hair never ends, Damien says, and he's right.
Does he have a black lab?
He has a black lab and a cat. He says he could sweep up. He could sweep and vacuum in the morning, have to do it again in the evening. Yeah.
I do it once a week.
Eric, Roddy Piper was absolutely spectacular to work with. He was so inventive, so unique, came up with some great stuff, and would do it just on the spur of the moment. I don't think anybody could interview extemporaneously as he could. Is that a right word? Extemporaneously?
Mm-hmm.
He was great.
Without preparation.
Without preparation. I remember the time years ago back when we were doing the first Starcade 83. He had, if you remember Starcade 83, if you saw it on the network, he had a dog collar match against Greg Valentine. And he had been traveling, and he came in one time, and we were doing promos in the backstage in Crockett Promotions, and he just rushed right in, and Gene Anderson said, "You're up." And I remember him taking off his coat, and he had a Halliburton case. He opened it up, and he had the dog collar, and he did the greatest promo of the day. The greatest promo of the day, just like that. Just a remarkable talent. Anyway, I've rescued Beagle who was abused too. And that's something, man, I just like to, anybody that abuses animals, we just want to kick the flying fuck out of.
And abandon them.
And abandon them. I mean, we have, we do not live far from the North Georgia mountains here. And it's a thing for people to go up to the North Georgia mountains and dump their dogs out on the side road. We don't want to take care of them anymore. Fuck. I got to find those people and crush their fucking nuts. You don't want Cornette and Lowe's in a political debate. Not at all. And here's the reason you don't. You cannot you cannot convince the other side that you're right. You can't. You're never going to tell Jim Cornette that he's wrong. You're never going to tell Lois she's wrong in their political beliefs. These are deep, entrenched political beliefs. And so I think you're just barking at the moon. So I think that's why.
Howling at the moon.
Howling at the moon. Okay. Because that's why, and Lois watches Fox News, and I don't like any politics at all, basically, because they all talk at the same fucking time. And they all argue with each other. And that just, ugh. Okay, baseball card collector. What is the crown jewel of your collection? Also, do you own your certified autographed card from 99 Topps WCW set? I recently picked it up. I don't own that, but my crown jewel is Rick Monday's 1969 Topps card when he was playing for Oakland. And the reason that is my crown jewel is that is the first baseball card that I remember collecting. Now, I had some 1965 Topps baseball cards, and I still got some. But for some reason, that Rick Monday card, I remember. And I still have it.
An Oakland fan.
And that's why I became an Oakland fan because of that card.
Did you get it in a package of bubble gum?
Got it in a package of bubble gum. I opened up, first card I remember. Yeah, and then, of course, my mom threw it away, but then I bought it. I bought it at a card show. But that is my card, a Rick Monday card. And Rick Monday is one of the announcers for the LA Dodgers now. And I saw him at a Braves game, and I wanted to go up to him like a fan and say, "Oh, Rick, I still got your card," but I didn't. That's why politics suck. Everyone just needs to watch old WCW and listen to Conrad Tony do some silly shit with it. World peace begins right there. Travis, you the man. Best Zabisco story. I don't know. Larry Zabisco. We used to go over to Larry's house. Remember we used to go over to Larry's house, the kids at the pool over Larry's house, and have a great time. And Larry and I became very good friends. It's still if he had a shirt like this, he would have like 10 shirts. He would bring 10 shirts with him. And I've told the story before. He'd bring 10 shirts with him when we do Thunder. He'd say, "So what do you think? Golden Throat?" He called me Golden Throat. "Golden Throat, what do you think? Do you think this shirt's going to go good with his jacket?" And I would go, oh, fuck, yes, I don't care, Larry. Just put a fucking shirt on. He always worried about his shirts more than anybody that I was ever around. Joe Davis, a damn fine replacement for Vin. I haven't heard Joe, but I've heard Rick Monday, and I've heard, of course, Charlie Steiner. Let's see, remembers the Savannah, the only one who loves root sting and forcing with dust. Okay. Who is nice celebrity you ever met? Well, David Arquette could be in there. I don't think there's any question. Ricky Medlock of the of Leonard Skinner. He's another one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Did Lois and Patterson have any fun reactions? No. Let's see. Thunder was in Oakland once, and next door at the Coliseum, the Ace played an afternoon game. Saw you and several WCW stars at a game, A's versus Royals. Brian, great memory. You know how big of a moment that was for me to go over to the Oakland Coliseum because I grew up such a big A's fan. Man, great memory. Tenay still handicapped? Yeah, I think Tenay is Professor Tenay and his handicapping and stuff. Any thoughts on Jim Thome? He was always my favorite growing up. Yeah, I got a Jim Thome story for you. 1997, we were John Hart was general manager of the Cleveland Indians, and I brought my two oldest kids, Matt and Chris, to Cleveland for a weekend series to see the Indians play the Red Sox. And it's because Grady was the coach of the Red Sox at that time, one of the coaches of the Red Sox, I believe. Yes, before he was manager. And John Hart, who I'd known for years and I worked in the minors with him, gave us the royal treatment. And I brought my two sons down to the clubhouse to meet the members of the Cleveland Indians. And Jim Thome was like the nicest guy in the world. He would be another one of my favorite celebrities. Nicest guy in the world to my kids. Two kids he didn't know me from Adam, but was so nice to them and made them seem so welcome at the clubhouse. So, yeah, that's a great Jim Thome story, and I have a lot of time for him. I really, really do. You know, Penn and Teller, did you like how they can work a crowd? Sure did. Yep. Yeah. Tenay is busy taking bookings in Vegas, says Bad Money Slim. Is that true? Or, you know what? Mike has kind of fallen off the face of the earth. I'd asked him to be on my radio show, and this was after, you know, that the problems that they had, and of course, with their wrestling promotion and the problems that happened with Jeff Jarrett and the wrestling promotion. And he said he didn't want to be on my radio show. He wanted to stay out of the business for a little while. So, TNA ever try to recruit you again after one of your off-parents' blonde hair? Yes. That's right. I did have this shirt on. Travis, I had a KISS t-shirt underneath of it. That's where, son of a bitch. That's how old this shirt is. Yeah, well, of course, Vince Russo is the one that got me there. And Vince wanted me to come back and do some things on a regular basis, and I just couldn't do it. And then after that, they paid me. After that, they never did get back in touch with me. So, are you aware of the college football line before a game? Are you ever drop a Musburger? I'm not aware of the college football line at all. I've always been a sports fan all my life. Never have given a shit about gambling lines. Never. Wonder why. Never gambled. Well, that's not true. Back in the day, they used to, and this is back when I lived in Craigsville when I was in high school, they used to have these cards, and you could circle the winners, and if you do circle 5 winners against the spread, you'd win like $20 or whatever. But I've never really been a gambler at all. What baseball team do you root for now, Matthew? Well, of course, the Braves, because I know a lot of kids on there. Still root for Oakland. Still root for the Yankees, because Reggie Jackson became my favorite all-time player, and he went to play for the Yankees. And, of course, that was in college when, you know, they won back-to-back World Series. So I kind of root for them, too. But the Braves more than anybody else because, well, I'm employed by them, for one thing. And number two, Freddie Freeman came through us. Julio Teheran, I know Julio knew Freddie because they played for Gwinnett. And who else? Well, Ozzy Albies played for us in Gwinnett. Johan Camargo played for us in Gwinnett. A lot of guys. So obviously I'm a fan of theirs now because Mike Foldenevich played for us because I know him. And once you get to know these kids, you start cheering for them.
Nick did too.
Jeremy Boris looked down at his cell phone way too much in the ring during downtime, even during pay-per-views. Did Penzer, Finkel, Efren? You know what, Efren? I don't think so because I don't think cell phones were as fashionable back then, right, as they are today. I mean, everybody looks at their cell phone. As a matter of fact, Lois Schiavone has been staring at her cell phone since 8 o'clock this morning. Okay. Did you ever meet Don Sutton's son, Darren? Never did. Never did. I thought Darren was a pretty good announcer. Got to run to get my son back to sleep. Travis, thanks, buddy. Thanks for your time. We'll try to do this once a week, at least once every other week or so, and we'll put more shit on here than anybody else. And we'll make this the best Patreon channel ever. Appreciate you being with us, Travis. Hitting coach for the Yankees is from my hometown, Louisville, Mississippi. All right. Who is the hitting coach, Matt, for the Yankees now? I can't remember. It's probably a guy that came through the Yankees AAA team is in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, so I've seen guys go through there. Aaron Judge went through there. Gleyber Torres went through there as well. Hey, Paul. All right, be in touch about Allentown. Can you talk about Greg Valentine, a cool badass? Greg was okay. Greg was not that talkative. He was kind of quiet. Didn't have much to say. Always smiled at you, but didn't have much to say. But he was pretty cool. I guess he was so cool he didn't have much to say. But yeah. Marcus Thames. Yeah, I remember Marcus. Absolutely. Marcus played in this league. Absolutely. Yeah. Bad Money. Best way to get in touch with me is DM me. Okay, and we'll get together in Scranton for coffee, okay? All right. Yeah, Marcus Thames is the Yankees hitting coach. Absolutely. Alan, thank you, man. Alan says, love you, Lois.
Love you too.
Love you too. I want to see Tony Lois take shots of Patreon live while on Patreon. Patron while on Patreon. Darren Sutton got a raw deal on Phoenix. They wanted to wear a collared shirt on the air, and they wanted to wear a tie. Part of the reason he's no longer the D-backs broadcaster. Hey, you know what? If you want to be a Major League Baseball broadcaster, I don't want to slam Darren Sutton because I think he was a good announcer. Wear what they tell you to wear. Right? Patrick says, best money I spend every month. Mortgage is a close second. Remember, Patrick, I appreciate that, but pay your mortgage first. Okay? Let's see. Let's see. Did Jericho let you know ahead of time that he was going to butcher your name? Yeah, pretty much so. Jericho, man, what a talented fucking kid. What's your next musical? I want to see Hamilton. Lois doesn't want to see Hamilton because
it's hip hop rock or hip hop music.
It's hip hop music on Broadway. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. They dissed the what?
They dissed the vice president.
They dissed the vice.
They disrespected him when he showed up with his wife to see.
Oh, they disrespected the vice president when he showed up with his wife to see it. So we're not going to go see Hamilton.
You can go, but I'm not.
No. I'd like to go see Les Miserables again because you can't get enough of them. The people singing a song of angry men. It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drum, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Go ahead. Lois doesn't know the rest of it. It's everyone else having trouble sleeping with Eric Bischoff running around all jacked up on Blue Chew.
On what?
On Blue Chew. That's the chewable Viagra that Conrad and I were talking about the other night.
Blue Chew?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yes, Christopher, we did see Wicked. That was the last show on Broadway we saw.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was fantastic.
Yes. That was fantastic. Yeah. Lois needs a Broadway trip, says Bad Money Slim. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go. I'm going to eat some popcorn because I can eat it on my diet. I'm going to drink a Diet Coke or two. And I'm going to watch some of Westworld, I think, because I'm kind of getting into that as well. So, guys, love you all, man. Really do.
It's been a joy and a benediction.
Appreciate everybody. It means a lot to me. We're going to make it fun for you. And if ever you think this is not worth your money, you let us know. All right? Please. All right. Good night. Good night. The room where it happens, Hamilton duet with you, your JCP jacket. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. I appreciate you being with us.